Welcome back to the Deep Dive. You know, if you're an outdoor creator, someone who's just as likely to have their camera rig in salt water as on a mountain, you know the big challenge.
Sure.
You're demanding everything. Versatility, absolute reliability from one single rugged device. And action cameras, they've always forced this nasty trade-off.
It's always a compromise, isn't it? You get the toughness, but the image quality feels, I don't know, a generation behind.
Or you get beautiful video, but the camera just quits halfway through the day because of a little heat or, dead battery.
Exactly. And that's the pain point. And the source material we're digging into today suggests that this DJI Osmo Action 6 enhanced combo might finally be the thing that bridges that gap.
That's a big claim. The review even calls it the culmination of everything the company has learned so far.
It is a big claim.
So that's our mission today. We're doing a deep dive on this camera, specifically the enhanced combo, to see if that's true. We want to pull out the key innovations that really back that up.
We need to see how these tech refinements translate into, real-world benefits for you out in the field. We're framing this whole thing around utility.
Right. What did they actually fix?
What did they fix? What did they prioritize? And the big thing, right out of the gate, it starts with a totally different approach to capturing an image. It starts with the sensor.
Okay, let's get into that. The source immediately points to this new 11.1-inch square sensor. Now, we know a bigger sensor means more light, but why this specific size? And why is the square shape such a big deal now?
Well, the square shape is fascinating because it directly solves a huge problem for anyone shooting for social media.
Ah, vertical video.
Exactly. Because the sensor is nearly square, you can shoot a wide 16.9 shot for YouTube or a tall 9.16 for Reels, and you're cropping way less of the original image.
So you're not just turning the camera on its side and losing a ton of resolution.
You're maximizing the data you capture for both formats at the same time. It's kind of genius, and it saves a ton of time and, frankly, image quality in the edit.
Okay, so that's the shape. But what about the size? The 11.1-inch part.
Right, that's where the light gathering power comes in. The review says this design lets the camera handle exposure with a lot more confidence. It performs less like an action cam and more like a really high-end compact camera.
That confidence, that probably speaks to dynamic range, right? Going from bright sun to a dark forest and having the camera just handle it.
Precisely. You're getting natural colors, a really broad dynamic range, and this is critical shadows that hold way more detail than you'd expect. There's less of what we call black crush.
Okay, so for those of us not in an editing suite all day, what is black crush and how obvious is this fix?
Black crush is when the camera just can't see the difference between dark shades, so all the detail in the shadows just turns into one big black blob.
You lose all the texture.
You lose everything,
Yeah.
the texture of a rock, the folds in a dark jacket, it's all gone. This bigger sensor avoids that. You actually see details in the dark parts of the image, so it looks richer, more real, straight out of the camera.
That's a huge deal for unpredictable outdoor light. Now, you pair that sensor with the other big innovation here, a variable aperture. It can shift from f2.0 to f4.0.
And that is a difference between having creative control and just kind of hoping for the best.
So it tackles the two big lighting problems.
Head on. You're shooting at dusk, it's getting dark, you open that lens right up to f2.0.
And how much of a difference does that actually make compared to, say, a fixed f2.8 lens on another camera?
It's significant. That wider aperture lets more light hit that already huge sensor, which means you can keep the noise, that grainy look, way down. You can actually get smooth, usable 4K footage when other cameras would just be a mess.
And then you have the opposite problem.
Mm-hmm.
Harsh midday sun. That's when action cams usually just blow everything out.
Right, and that's where f4.0 comes in. You stop down to the smaller aperture in that bright daylight, and it helps you keep all the sharp detail. It avoids what the review calls the washed-out highlights that plague fixed aperture rivals.
No more completely white skies.
You're preserving so much more of the high contrast parts of your shot. Now, it's not something you're going to fiddle with constantly, but when you need it, it's indispensable.
Okay, but that does bring up a question. A variable aperture means moving parts.
Yeah.
Inside a rugged camera, does the source say anything about durability there? Salt water, mud, that kind of thing.
That's a great point. And yeah, the review really emphasizes the build quality. While any mechanical part adds complexity, DJI designed the system to be, well, just as tough and waterproof as the rest of the camera.
So you're not constantly having to go into a menu mid-bike ride to change the f-stop either.
Thankfully, no. The automatic exposure mode is smart enough to use it for you. So pros can lock it in manually if they want, but for everyone else, you can just trust the camera to pick the right setting.
All right, so we've got the image capture dialed in. But none of that matters if the footage is so shaky you can't even watch it. Let's talk about stability and just general field reliability.
And stabilization, I mean, as always with DJI, is just superb. The Rocksteady system keeps getting better. The key thing is that it smooths out really aggressive movement without adding that strange warping or jitter you see in other systems.
The source mentions some pretty chaotic examples like running, cycling, even sprinting after a dog with the camera in your hand.
And the footage is still watchable. That's the bar. But the feature that really takes it to the next level is horizon balancing.
Right, so it keeps the horizon level even if the camera's tilting all over the place.
Dramatically. You could be on a mountain bike banking hard into a turn, and the horizon just stays locked. It saves you so much correction work later on.
How far can you actually tilt it before that lock breaks?
It can handle tilts up to a pretty remarkable 45 degrees. That covers almost any kind of action you can think of, short of doing a full backflip.
Okay, let's talk durability then. The body is described as reassuringly solid. What are the hard numbers on that?
The specs are impressive. It's waterproof down to 18 meters. That's almost 60 feet straight out of the box. No extra case needed.
So sea, rain, snow, you just go.
No hesitation. But there's another durability point that's maybe even more important for serious creators. Heat management.
Ah, the shutdown problem. Running 4K at high frame rates generates a ton of heat, and a lot of cameras give up.
They do. And this is where you can see the engineering has really improved. The Action 6 handles those long, high bike rate 4K recordings way better than its rivals. It still gets warm, of course, but it's optimized to avoid those unexpected shutdowns that can ruin a shoot.
That peace of mind alone is huge, which brings us to the core advantage of this enhanced combo itself, the battery.
Absolutely. The source calls the battery system the combo's biggest advantage. You get 2 of these extended life batteries in the box.
And the so what for the user there is just massive.
I mean,
think about it. You're on a long hike, a full-day shoot.
Yeah.
That feeling of anxiety when the battery icon turns red just as the perfect moment is happening.
It's the worst. It's the absolute worst. And these batteries, they comfortably outlast the competition. You get a full morning or a solid afternoon of shooting easily. It just lets you focus on creating, not on finding an outlet.
Let's move into the final checks on the whole package. We know the videos are great, but for the real pros, the colorists, what's in there for post-production?
Great question. It's not just about the resolution, it's about the data. The camera supports 10-bit color and the D-Log M color profile.
So in plain English.
In plain English, it means the video file has way more color information packed into it. So when you're in the edit trying to make that sunset look extra dramatic, you can push and pull the colors around without the image falling apart or getting those ugly bands of color.
You can actually craft a cinematic look.
Exactly. It's what you need if you want your adventure footage to look truly polished.
Okay, what about the other classic weak point,
Right.
audio? How does it handle wind and all the unpredictable sound outdoors?
The review calls it good for an action camera, which is usually a backhanded compliment. But here, it's actually pretty decent. It has a 3-mic array, and the built-in wind noise reduction does a surprisingly good job, especially on a bike or skis.
But you're still going to want a dedicated mic for an interview or anything serious.
Oh, absolutely. It won't replace a proper audio setup, but, and this is key, it has a USB-C port, so you can connect an external mic when you need to. For quick clips, the onboard audio is more than serviceable.
So when we wrap all this up,
Mhm.
what really seems to set this camera apart isn't just one spec. It's the balance of it all, the control you get, but also how easy it is to use.
That's it. It's this 2-tier usability. A beginner can leave it on auto and get incredible results, but an expert has enough manual control, the variable aperture, the D-Log profile, to really craft a specific look without getting bogged down in menus.
So if we boil it all down, you've got this innovative square sensor, the critical variable aperture, that insane 45-degree horizon lock, and the battery life from the enhanced combo, all while fixing problems like overheating.
It just delivers consistently excellent, reliable results. It's a thoughtfully designed, super dependable camera. Whether you're just documenting a weekend hike or producing pro-level content, it really does seem to solve that classic trade-off.
That brings us to our wrap-up. If you take one thing away from our deep dive today, remember these 3 differentiators. First, that 11.1-inch square sensor. It's bringing compact camera quality and native vertical shooting to a rugged body.
Second, That variable aperture, it gives you real control in the brightest sun or the dimmest twilight. You can always get the shot.
And third, that combination of heat management and the extended battery system in the combo. It removes that constant anxiety that just plagues long, high-res shoots.
Which leaves us with a final question for you, the creator, to think about. Since this camera really does blend that rugged go-anywhere capability with image quality that's, close to a high-end compact, what does that make possible? What new kinds of long-form, visually ambitious outdoor stories can you tell now that durability and creative control are finally truly combined in one small package? You now have the reliability to go further and the image quality to make that journey look incredible. That's a territory worth exploring.
Absolutely. Go create something ambitious. We'll catch you next time for the next deep dive.